Published 1640 EDT, the 13th of September 2017. Updated 1741 EDT, the 13th of September 2017. RB Leipzig's first ever Champions League appearance will not go down in history as one of the most exciting games the competition has ever seen, but no one in Saxony will be complaining about that. A 11 draw at home to Monaco, a first point on the board and a solid performance will be more than enough for the RB fans. At the very least they got to celebrate their club's first ever Champions League goal, when Emil Forsberg put them ahead in the first half. The Swede, who had pushed for a move away from the club this summer, has now indelibly written himself into its short history. Emil Forsberg's opening goal just after 30 minutes was only enough for a point for the Champions League newcomers. Monaco striker Youri Tielemans denied Champions League newboys Red Bull Leipzig an opening day win. Monaco came into the game with a new look side to the team that reached last season's semi-final after summer poaching, but looked in good fettle as they ground out a draw with a strong and relatively unknown side after going a goal down. That Forsberg opener, which was quickly cancelled out by a Youri Tielemans equaliser, was no tragedy but merely an irritation, as this was the evening where RB Leipzig announced themselves in the very highest echelons of European football. After a blistering rise from the non-league in 2009 to second place in the Bundesliga last season, they have become unavoidable, if no less controversial, in Germany. Their eagerly awaited Champions League debut was to be the first step on the way to international acclaim. Naby Keita, who will join Liverpool next summer for a pre-arranged fee of around £70 million, was missing from the Leipzig starting lineup after struggling with a strain in his left groin. He cut an unhappy figure on the sidelines ahead of kick-off. The home side were making the Champions League debut after taking the Bundesliga by storm last season, finishing second. Forsberg celebrates his opening goal against Monaco and his team's first ever Champions League goal, but his celebrations were short-lived after Monaco forward Youri Tielemans netted the equaliser just 2 minutes later. The Frenchman managed to scramble the ball over the line while battling with RB goalkeeper Peter Gulácsi. Despite his efforts, Gulácsi couldn't entangle himself with goalscorer Tielemans to prevent the ball trickling across the line. RB Leipzig starting 11: Gulácsi 7, Klostermann 7, Orban 5, Upamecano 9, Halstenberg 6, Sabitzer 6, Demmer 7, Ilsanker 6, Forsberg 6, Campbell 6, 63, Poulsen 8, Augustin 80, Werner 7. Subs not used: Mvogo, Bernardo, Bruma, Kaiser, Lema. Goals: Forsberg 32, yellow cards: Demmer 26, Halstenberg 72, red cards: Monaco starting 11: Benaglio 7, Torre 6, Glick 7, Jemison 6, Jorge 6, Sidibe 8, Gazelle 84, Fabinho 6, João Moutinho 5, Diakaby 8, Keita 6, 74, Tielemans 8, Falcao 6, Carrillo 89. Subs not used: C. Jovetic, Balde, Raga. Goals: Tielemans 34, yellow cards: Tielemans 10, Sidibe 81, Jemison 87, red cards. Referee Michael Oliver. England, more than anyone, is responsible for bringing Leipzig to Champions League qualification last season, and his absence was a bitter note on a night of celebrations. The team could certainly have done with his penetrative potential in a cagey first 30 minutes. Though they saw more of the ball, the incisiveness which served Leipzig so well last season was nowhere to be seen in the opening half an hour. "We certainly miss Naby today," said coach Ralph Hasenhüttl. "Stefan Ilsanker had a great game, but we knew that he couldn't replace Naby like for like, particularly going forward." For all Leipzig were missing Keita. Monaco also had the personnel problems. Thomas Lemar, who came close to joining Arsenal in the summer, was also missing through injury, and he too was conspicuous by his absence. If Leipzig were struggling to break the Monaco bulwark, they were making life equally difficult at the other end. Time and again, Djibril Sidibe and Adama Diakhaby looked to break on the wings, but were hunted down by a tireless backline. Yet with two teams who always seek the most direct route to goal, that was never going to last. Just after the half-hour mark, Emil Forsberg found space on the left and rifled the ball past Diego Benaglio at the near post. The ecstasy of taking the lead seemed to shake Leipzig's concentration. Moments later, Sidibe had whipped in a deep cross for Diakhaby, and he and Youri Tielemans conspired to bundle in the equalizer. Timo Werner, who had already come close earlier in the half, should have restored the lead just before the break, coming inches away from connecting with a Yusuf Poulsen cross. Werner's darting brilliance has electrified both RB and the national team in recent months, and sparked rumours of interest from Real Madrid. Both managers had experienced fantastic seasons last term, with Leipzig boss Ralph Hasenhuttl saw his side make history last season, having finished second in the Bundesliga, and Monaco also finishing second in Ligue 1, and his supporters were few and far between and appeared to not fancy the short trip across the border to Germany. Leipzig and Monaco sit second and third respectively in Group G, while Besiktas stole the spoils at Porto. As the game wore on, he looked more and more keen to make his mark, picking up two big chances just after half-time. Both sides, though, were struggling for inspiration as the second half wore on. With the pace slowing, the handful of Monaco fans who had made the journey to Leipzig hogged the limelight, winding through the empty away stand in a conga line. Jean-Evan Augustin twice came close to snatching the 3 points late on, but was first denied by Benaglio and then by the English linesman Stuart Burt. In the end, a point apiece appeared to be a just result. It may have been cagey, and it may not have been a win, but it was nonetheless a successful first foray into Champions League life for Leipzig. "We are here to stay, we are here to write history," goes the line in the club's official song. Tonight, RB had made history just by turning up. Crucially, they also showed the potential to stay in the Champions League for the long haul. Leipzig came close to snatching the opening game points from the visitors when Timo Werner struck past the post, but it proved too little too late for Leipzig, who will travel to Turkey to face Besiktas on match day 2. The night was not only an important one competitively, but shows 8 years hard work since RB's establishment in 2009.